The Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple big return to NYC proves they're committed to their relationship. January 25, 2025. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple recently returned to New York City, and they jumped right back into apartment hunting for their new home. 62-year-old Joan and 61-year-old Chock met and got engaged during the season finale, and they started looking for a new apartment months ago. After getting engaged, they discovered that they'd both always dreamed of living in the Big Apple, so they decided to live there together. Joan made her television debut on The Golden Bachelor Season 1, but things didn't work out between her and 72-year-old Jerry Turner. It wasn't long before she was cast as the Golden Bachelorette, and she went on to date 24 single golden men, including Chock. They fell in love during a very tumultuous season that even included the death of Chock's mother. In the end, Joan and Chock got engaged, and they started looking for a New York apartment together. Joan and Chock's unique living arrangements. Joan was a private school administrator in Maryland before joining the cast of The Golden Bachelor Season 1. Chock was an insurance executive and business owner in Kansas before appearing on The Golden Bachelorette Season 1. After getting engaged, they decided they'd keep their separate homes, traveling back and forth to be together. They also started looking for an apartment in New York. Since leaving The Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan and Chock have enjoyed their long-distance relationship. Though it may seem like a long-distance engagement can't work, Joan and Chock appear to be making the best of it. They both get to spend time showing each other around their respective states while spending time with each other's family and friends. On top of that, they get to travel more often. It seems like the perfect situation for Joan and Chock, but going back and forth could wear people down after a while. They went back and forth between Kansas and Maryland to be together while also spending time in New York and Los Angeles. They celebrated Thanksgiving at Joan's house in Kansas, then spent Christmas at Chock's Kansas home. Recently, Chock posted Instagram photos of him and Joan hanging out together in Kansas. Though they've said they intend to find a place together in New York, Joan looks like she enjoys being in the Sunflower State. Joan and Chock's apartment hunt. After discovering a shared love of living in a big city, the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 couple decided to find a place in New York City. The plan was to keep their homes and meet up in the city, where their children could come as well. After going public with their relationship, Joan and Chock spent a lot of time in the city and posted photos all the time. Joan and Chock were falling more deeply in love with each other while also falling in love with New York City. In November 2024, Joan and Chock posted an NYC apartment update on Instagram. In the clip, they talked about the day they spent looking at apartments. Though they hadn't found a place, their real estate agent was going to continue looking for a place for them. Chock even said they expected to be in a place by the end of 2024. That didn't happen, and Joan and Chock stopped talking about the apartment. For a while, it seemed as if their NYC Big Apple dream was dead. Joan and Chock are back in NYC. After their initial apartment search updates, Joan and Chock stopped talking about New York for a while. That changed recently, when Joan posted about their recent trip to New York on Instagram. The Golden Bachelorette couple enjoyed the city, and even saw a show about an older couple's second chance at love. Today is the 4th anniversary of John's passing, read Joan's caption. Joan was married to Joan Vassos for 32 years before he died of cancer in 2021. Joan and Chock embarked on a unique journey of maintaining a long-distance relationship. While they eagerly planned to build a life together, they chose not to abandon their individual roots completely. Joan remained in Maryland, where she had built her life and raised her children, while Chock continued to call Kansas home. The couple found joy in traveling back and forth, immersing themselves in each other's worlds. Their Instagram posts painted a picture of a couple deeply in love, whether they were celebrating Thanksgiving in Maryland or spending Christmas in Kansas. Joan shared glimpses of her time in Kansas, where she appeared to embrace the slower pace and beautiful landscapes of the Sunflower State. While the back-and-forth lifestyle seemed idyllic in many ways, Joan and Chock admitted that it wasn't a permanent solution. They both agreed that finding a shared home in New York City would allow them to start a new chapter together while maintaining the connection they had to their families. Falling in love with New York City. New York City has played a central role in Joan and Chock's love story. Shortly after their engagement, they began exploring neighborhoods, envisioning what their life together in the city might look like. From cozy cafes to bustling streets, the couple embraced the energy of the Big Apple. In November 2024, Joan and Chock shared a candid update on their apartment hunt. They posted an Instagram video documenting a day spent viewing potential homes. Though they hadn't yet found the perfect place, their excitement was palpable. Chock joked in the clip that they'd be settling into their new home by the end of the year. However, life got busy, and the couple paused their search for a time. Fans began to wonder if the dream of a New York City apartment had been set aside for good. Joan and Chock stopped mentioning their plans publicly, fueling speculation. A renewed commitment. The couple's recent return to New York City marked a turning point. Joan posted photos of the trip on Instagram, highlighting their experiences, including attending a Broadway show about an older couple finding love again. Joan reflected on the parallels between the show's story and her own journey, sharing how meaningful the day was as it also marked the anniversary of her late husband John's passing. The Golden Bachelorette's caption was heartfelt. "John's memory is always with me, and I know he'd want me to live fully and love deeply. Chock and I are so lucky to have found each other, and coming back to New York reminds us that there are endless possibilities for the next chapter of our lives." The visit wasn't just a sentimental one. It also reignited their apartment search. This time, Joan and Chock are determined to find a place to call their own. Building a life together. Joan and Chock's relationship reflects the modern realities of love later in life. Their willingness to adapt and compromise while holding on to their personal identities has been key to their success. By keeping their individual homes and lives intact, they've managed to blend their worlds while still pursuing new experiences together. Fans of The Golden Bachelorette have been thrilled to follow Joan and Chock's journey, cheering them on as they navigate this next phase of their lives. Their shared enthusiasm for New York City, a place full of culture and opportunity, has resonated deeply with viewers. As they continue their search for the perfect apartment, Joan and Chock remain a source of inspiration. Their love story serves as a reminder that it's never too late to dream big, take chances, and build a life filled with love and adventure. The road ahead. Joan and Chock's return to New York City feels like the start of a new chapter, one that promises to be as exciting and fulfilling as the love story they've shared so far. As they prepare to settle into their new home, fans can look forward to more updates on their adventures, from exploring the city to hosting family gatherings in their new space. While their engagement began on reality television, Joan and Chock's relationship has grown into something truly real and lasting. Their journey reminds us all that love, at any age, can be the start of something extraordinary.